I'm going to show you how to do step-ups. Yeah, so you're going to have a box. You're going to need to find a box of an appropriate height, but that's just going to depend on where you're at currently with your strength, your quad strength. So you want to start conservatively with a low box. That'll be a little easier. I want you to first get your full foot on the box. And I say full foot because if you have your heel slightly off the box, you're not going to be able to push through your heel, and I want you to push through your heel. So full foot on the box, all right? And from here, I want you to take it nice and slow. I like to have my hands out for balance, but you can also have them here, you can have them at your sides, wherever. Have them out for balance, but kind of nice and slow. Shift your weight, keep it on that heel. I like to go slow, that way I don't bounce off the back leg. You'll want to straighten that front leg and hold your balance at the top for just a second. Control it on the way back down. When I say bounce off the back leg, a lot of times people use this back leg, kind of bend at the knee and then jump up. And that's a cheat. So I want you to minimize that as much as possible. Again, arms out, nice and controlled all the way up. Hold your balance, control it on the way back down. If you have your arms up, make sure that as you go up, you don't bring them down as you go up because you're kind of swimming your way up. All right, so either keep your arms up the whole time or keep them down or at your chest the whole time. Just make sure it's consistent throughout the whole rep. You can progress this by making the box taller. That is one way to do that. So this box I have right here is at 12 inches. I can move it to 14, I can move it to 16. Just make it a little harder. Having a taller box makes you flex the hips more, flex the knee a little bit more, puts a little more stretch on the glutes, and like I said, does make it harder. And the taller you have the box, the more likely it is, or really the harder it is to avoid bouncing off that back foot a little bit. So that is normal, but again, you want to keep it to a minimum. You don't want to be crazy about it. So you're going to stay on that heel, push, keep your chest up, come to a full stand, hold your balance at the top, control it on the way back down. Another way to progress the exercise, if you like having the low box, or if that's just more comfortable for your anatomy, the low box will work fine. I would suggest finding a box where it's high enough that your hip crease is lower than your knee crease. So you're at least parallel. But again, I will leave that's up to you. So when you're at, you have a box height that you're comfortable with, another way to progress this exercise is to add weight. My favorite way to do that, there's lots of ways. My favorite way to do that is simply just holding dumbbells at my side. So again, full foot on the box. You'll do the same thing. I want you to keep your chest up, slowly shift your weight on your heel, and come all the way up at the top. And of course, it'll be the same thing on the other side. I always want you to have your full foot on the box so you can push through your heel. So make sure your heel does not come up off the floor. Make sure your weight stays on your heel and doesn't shift onto your toes. If your weight shifts onto your toes, you're going to put a lot more stress on your knees. We don't necessarily want to do that. All right?